Oh my gosh, we are here. It's Bookmas Day 7. Happy Christmas Eve. Happy December 24th. I am coming at you today with a end of the year book haul. These are the last little pile. I say little pile, but I think there's like 20 books in this pile that I have accumulated over the last couple of months and want to share with you today. These are all new releases. Pretty sure. Are they all new releases? Let me just check. Yeah, I think that they're all basically new releases. A couple of them might have come out a few months ago, but they're still 2023. But anyway, we're ignoring the bangs today. I'm running out of time to film videos, and I just don't really care that I don't look very good today on camera. And I hope you don't care. You're not here for me. You're here for the books. So shut up, Ragan. Let's get started. Hello, my name is Ragan. Welcome back to my channel. I make bookish content here on the internet, and I talk about fantasy romance pretty much all the time. Stay for a good time. My hair needs to go up for this because this is serious business. We don't mess around when it comes to book hauls. I'm going to start with today the book that literally came an hour ago. It's my newest book to the library. As I said, it just came and I'm perplexed by it, but I'm excited. And that's Gold by Raven Kennedy. What I'm confused by is the fact that the pages are literally bright orange. I don't know if that comes across on camera, but if I compare it to Glow, yellow, orange, yellow, orange. Maybe I got a defunct one. Maybe they like ran out of dye. I don't know, but I think it's strange that they put it out with this color. It is signed. I'm excited. This is the 5th installment in this world, and she's coming out with one more, Goldfinch, that comes out literally a year from now. So I'm excited to read this one probably in the next couple of months. This is a series that I feel like, especially with the last book, I just take my time reading. There are a lot of point of views, and the writing style and the plot and like the character development isn't like necessarily the best, objectively speaking, but I, for some reason, I'm just sucked into this. Like, I can't tell you that it's like beautiful writing. I can't tell you that it's like an amazing put together world and story, but I'm just obsessed with these characters, and it's kind of a little bit of a guilty pleasure read, if that makes sense. I don't want to like shame you for anything that you like. I don't really love the term guilty pleasure, but like, you know what I mean by that. Okay, like if you watch the Kardashians on a regular basis, like that's a guilty pleasure. This series, my baby's guilty pleasure. Excited though, and she looks beautiful lined up next to her siblings. Oh my gosh, I think the 6th book is gonna completely fill like one of these blocks. Stunning on the shelf. Okay, but look at this. Look at this. Look, wait for it. Stop. She's gorgeous. And look, this is where Goldfinch will go. It's just gonna splash right there. I can't wait. Next book that I recently picked up, I purchased with some leftover money on my birthday gift card from my parents. So thank you, Mom and Dad, if you're watching this. I did it. I grabbed the book that I've been dying to read this year, and that would be The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This was exceptional. This is a vampire romance, and I am obsessed with this world. I'm obsessed with the characters. She is such a fantastic author. I have nothing but good things to say about this book. We're following a human named Aurea, and she is the adopted daughter of the vampire king. And she is thrust into this competition. Everyone says it's like Hunger Games, but I think that everyone who says things are like Hunger Games are just saying that because there's a magical competition in the book. Obviously, people die in the competition, but I wouldn't go into it thinking like it's like Hunger Games, okay? But it is a little bit, if you want to think of it like that. But there's a magical competition to the death. There's a love interest. There's lots of our favorite tropes in this book. If you are familiar with my channel, I don't want to name all of them because it could be spoilery, but like you get the vibe. And let me just say that this author knows how to write a very good male love interest. Like, we love a man who's emotionally available, who's supportive, who's hot, who's handsome, who has wings. We love a double daddy. Let me show you very quickly. Where's the other one? Here it is. I have 2 copies of this book. I have the Waterstones edition and the Fairy Loot edition of A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. Let me quickly show you the Fairy Loot edition. She's very beautiful. She's purple. You know I collect every book in this series, in this world. Here is the naked hardcover. It says The Greatest Love Story Ever Told, The Tale of Evangeline Fox and Apollo Arcadian. So interesting. And then on the back it says The Greatest Love Story Ever Told, The Tale of Evangeline Fox and the Prince of Hearts. And while I have a love-hate relationship with this final installment of the book, I love these Fairy Loot editions. I am missing the second one, the Ballad of the, what's the second one called? Yeah, oh God, the Ballad of Never After. I'm missing that one. I couldn't get it when it came out, but that's fine. That's probably my favorite one though. And then I do have the signed edition from Waterstones. And I have the dagger. There are 4 hidden naked hardcovers for the Waterstones UK print, and I'm okay with my dagger one. I probably would have liked the fox or the apple, but you know, it's fine. It's not my favorite installment, like I said, so I'm not like too upset about it. But while I'm in America for Christmas, I may be doing a little barn shopping, possibly picking up the US editions, Barnes & Noble exclusive editions of this book, hopefully. Oh, let me take a swig of coffee for this one. I don't know. I have many a thought about this next book, okay? And I'm sure that you also have thoughts about this book, and that would be Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I just purchased this. I had it on pre-order from Amazon. I'm on page 76. I haven't read it in 2 weeks. This is the standard edition that I have. So it is cool that there's some inside cover art. I am struggling with this book, and this is not a review video. It's a haul. But it is dense, and I'm bored. So, will we finish this anytime soon? Probably not. But I do want to be a part of the conversation that's happening online right now and that's surrounding this series, because I did read the first one and I had a lot of mixed feelings about that one. This one is shaping up to be exactly what I expected it to be, which is disappointing, but hopefully, maybe when I'm in a better mood, I will be able to pick this up and enjoy it. But the second installment, you know what this book is. I don't need to tell you anything about it, but dragons, dragon smut, enemies to lovers. That's it. Okay, the next one. Let's go on. Oh yes, I bought my first ever Cassandra Clare book, Swordcatcher. I got the Waterstones exclusive edition. This is a very pretty map with a very pretty naked hardcover. This, what is this about? Okay, I'm skimming this because I don't really want to spoil myself or anything. I kind of want to go into this blind, but this is Cassandra Clare's adult debut novel, and it's about a guy who is the body double of a prince, and he ends up having to team up with this girl to go into the criminal underworld. There's kings and nations and secrets and magic and lots of things happening. So I'm excited to give this a go. I did put Cassandra Clare, just her name, on my list of 2023 reading goals because I was going to dive into, you know, the whole Shadowhunters world, but I didn't get around to it this year. So if I can read this in the next however many days are left of December, then I can at least say I've done something with Cassandra Clare. But I'm excited to read this. Let me know if you have read it down below. Oh gosh, this book just came yesterday. She is juicy. Yes, very juicy. The cover is just giving, okay? Let me show you this cover. I mean, please, come on. How amazing is this cover? And then the hardcover itself is also amazing. It's called Slang, the Shifter Prince by Claire Sager. This is her installment of a series of standalones by indie fantasy romance authors. Actually, Carissa Broadbent, who just did Serpent and the Wings of Night, she has one in this world, in this series, but hers I think it's called Slang the Vampire King. I'll pop a cover up on the screen. That fits into the Serpent and the Wings of Night series I just talked about. So super cool. This is a fae monster romance. I think they're all monster romances, but each one is a different monster. Anyway, this one's fae, and it's a humiliation, bully, toxic adult romance, which I have never read to this extreme before. So it's really fun and it reads very easily. I'm halfway through it, but it's definitely something that like I can't take seriously. There's not a ton of world building. It's basically about this aerial artist whose whole goal is to assassinate the prince of the Fae for murdering her sister. And then he obviously finds out about this and takes her as his captive pet. Need I say more? Okay. I can't believe I haven't hauled this yet. This book has been sitting on my shelf on display. I'm sure you've seen it in several of my videos, but I've never actually talked about it since August. I went to Italy for the first time this summer, and while I was in Florence, I had to pick up a copy of my favorite book of all time, A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This is the Italian version. This is Nesta on the cover. And then like the hardback has these like shattered glass or rock pieces. I don't know. Oh, it's the mask. It's like shattering. The mask is shattering. Can you see that? Nesta looks particularly calm, collected, and happy on the cover, which is not the impression I get in the book, but I still think it's really pretty, and I love having international editions of books that I love. In my last book haul, I read and hauled for you House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. This is super good, so I picked up with my gift card the sequel House of Pounding Hearts. I believe that this is the second book in a trilogy, possibly a quartet. The third one is out or coming. I don't know, I'll pop a cover up on the screen to let you know. This is about, well, the first one is about this girl who lives in a Venetian-inspired fantasy world, and she's like low on the caste system. She is desperately in love with the prince. He's in love with her. They're best friends, their childhood kind of will they won't they sweethearts, but like he won't, you know, he won't in this situation because he's the crown prince and he'll never bring her up to his level, but she's determined to make this a reality. So she sets out on this quest to find all these items, and the prophecy says that she will become queen. Well, along the way things happen, characters come up. It was really exciting. I loved the ending, and because of what happened at the end, I am highly anticipating picking up this sequel. I'll probably read this December, hopefully, if not the beginning of January. I recommend the series if you like fantasy romance. The first one I gave 4 stars too, just because like it wasn't quite top tier 5 stars, but there's potential with the second one. The next book I have to haul is an interesting one because while I was very excited to receive it in a fairy loot box, the reviews that have come out since then have not been positive. So I'm going into this with slightly different expectations, which I think is actually a good thing, because I think the way that this book was marketed to people wasn't actually like what it was. And now after watching reviews, I kind of know more what exactly is in the book, so I can have like a different expectation of it. And that would be Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. This edition is stunning. It says, tear down a lover, rebuild the kingdom. And then obviously the pages, there's artwork. Look how cool this actual book is. And then we've got an alternative reverse dust jacket, some cool art. And I'm excited about this one because A, I've never read a Chloe Gong book before, although I own all of hers. And B, this is a retelling of Antony and Cleopatra by Shakespeare. It's a fantasy world set in, I believe, possibly like Shanghai, like an inspired version of Shanghai. There's deadly games. A prince and a princess on opposing sides must come together and form an alliance. There's some cool magical abilities that happen and take place. I think it's an urban fantasy as well. And Antony and Cleopatra in real life, like their love story is kind of really fascinating, and I've always been fascinated by Cleopatra ever since I was a little girl. So I'm excited to read this one, and I hope that the reviews I've read are just not something I agree with. I hope I really enjoy it. Oh yeah, look on the back. This must be Anthony, whatever his name is. Anton, yeah. And then Princess Kala. Speaking of fairy loots, I received their latest YA book and I am excited for this one as well. I hadn't heard of it before. It's called The Scarlet Alchemist by Kylie Lee Baker. Look how pretty the book is. And then on the inside, there's some beautiful fun things. No alternative dust jacket. We've got this. We've got this. We've got this. This is a YA book about a girl who practices alchemy, like raising gold for the living and like raising the dead. I don't know. There's something fishy going on. It's illegal. She's invited to the capital for these like imperial exams, but things go awry when the crown prince asks for her help in potentially a murder plot that's going on. It's supposed to be a, what does it say? An alternative Tang Dynasty Chinese fantasy setting. Yeah, I love that. That's cool. I also picked up for myself lately, if you've seen one of my vlogs, A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. This is the first book in her Sacred Stones trilogy. This was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. It's her debut book. It's following this girl who is from the, what is it called? All of the kingdoms are like gemstone based. It's kind of cool. She's from the Amber Kingdom, and the Onyx Kingdom is at war with them. She is taken prisoner by the Onyx Kingdom, and she meets a prisoner in the cell next to her. The story goes from there. It's so well done. If you are a fan of anything Sarah J. Maas, Jennifer L. Armentrout, Kingdom of the Wicked, you know, anything that I really love, I highly recommend this one. I don't think I'm steering you wrong when I say to read this book. It was great. 5 stars. The sequel comes out sometime in April. Okay, as cute as this book is, I'm not sure that it's one for me, but I'm still going to give it a go because I paid for it in my fairy loot box, and that would be If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. It's a really beautiful edition. Like, look how pretty this is. And then the inside, some cool artwork. Let me show you this. Okay, flowers. And then I really do like this hardback, and it has like a really shiny plasticky feel to it. It's cute. This is a, here's the alternative. This is a YA book about a girl who's just like trying to get ready for college. She's in high school and she comes across the body of Zach, who has recently passed away. And he is was the popular boy at high school, and he wants her to resurrect him because she has like these kind of psychic powers and she can speak to the dead. I don't really know if that's for me. Like, if I had seen this in the store, I would have thought that's interesting and then put it back. But we're gonna give it a try. I could be wrong. I have not seen any reviews about this book, so if you have read it and you're like, yeah, you should definitely read this soon, then please let me know. I'm not showing you any of like the fairy loot merch. I don't know if that's something that you're missing. I just find watching those kind of videos a little bit boring because I'm not always interested in the stuff that comes with it. I don't feel like we need to go through the merch stuff, but if you're missing it, let me know in the comments and I will include it in my next haul because I've got a shit ton of it and it honestly needs to leave my house. I'm excited for this fairy loot book that came. It's called The Forest Grimm by Catherine Purdy, and this is like a mashup of several fairy tales that spun into a YA book. I really love the naked hardback, and look how cool this is. It's definitely giving Grimm Brothers fairy tale vibes on the inside cover art of the dust jacket. This is about a girl who goes to the Grimm forest, the deadly forest, and obtains the Book of Fortunes because she's trying to save her village and her family and this boy that is a friend of hers comes along on the journey. I think there's a little bit of romance in it. I don't think it's very romance focused, but more maybe family focused. And it just seems like a cozy little book to read this time of year when it's cold outside and you just want like a little kind of dark fantasy, you know, fairy tale. I'm particularly excited about this next one. It is an adult fantasy book that's something that's a little bit different from my typical smutty fairy reads, and that would be Bonesmith by Nikki Pau-Pareto. This is the Fairy Loot edition, and it is about this young woman who, there's lots of like fun art and stuff. It's about this young woman who is trying to prove herself to move up and like be promoted to this Valkyr, and basically it's a ghost fighting warrior essentially, and she has to team up with, I believe it's the prince. Oh my gosh, look at this, hold on, I have to show you. I like this even better. Should I swap it around? I love this. Okay, well, back to the synopsis. Oh no, he's not the prince. He's like a kidnapper that she's forced to make an alliance with. I don't know, it's very complex here. I don't want to go through this too much, but it says it's Gideon the Ninth meets Game of Thrones, and it's a dark young adult fantasy about a disgraced ghost-fighting warrior who must make a journey in a haunted wasteland to rescue a kidnapped prince. So she teams up with the kidnapper. It's definitely giving adult though. Is this really young adult? Maybe it is. Doesn't it scream adult to you? Especially when you put like Gideon the Ninth and Game of Thrones as the comparison. Like those are adult fantasy books. Game of Thrones? Adult. Okay, adult. Still, I'm excited. Have I said I'm excited about every single book that I've talked about? Except for maybe Iron Flame. Okay, we're getting to the end of the pile, and there are some great ones here. I've read these next two. If you've been following my videos, then you already know my thoughts on these, but I still gotta haul them for you. Okay, the first one, Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. She's thick, she's juicy, she's very dirty. Listen to this audiobook with your headphones in and not in front of your children. This is the Waterstones edition. It has House Envy's logo, icon, house crest, whatever, of the double-headed wolf in shiny purple, and I love it. This is a spin-off from Carrie Maniscalco's original Kingdom of the Wicked series, but it's following one of the brothers of Hell, and this is Prince Envy's story. We're following a girl named Camilla who is an artist, and this is so much fun. There are definitely some steamy scenes in here, and if you love Carrie Maniscalco's world, then this is one that you have to read. It's a standalone fantasy romance series, but definitely you must read the original trilogy. You cannot go into this book expecting to understand what's going on, and you will completely spoil yourself for an entire series. So don't do it. We will get, I believe, a book at least for each of the other 5 princes, and the next book will be Prince Pride. That's my educated guess, and I'm excited for that one because that has been woven throughout the original trilogy and into this one, and I just know that something's coming. If it's not Prince Pride, then my second guess is Prince Sloth. Okay, one more right here. Okay, the next one, leave your headphones in if you're listening to your audiobooks with children around, because it's also extremely smutty. Of course it is, because it's Fall of Rune and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is her first book in a new series. She is popping out books so fast. I have not continued on with her From Blood and Ash 2 series, Worlds, whatever that she's doing with like 8 books. I needed to take a break with that, so I did pick this one up as soon as it came out. It's like a fun time, okay? Obviously the title is like not the best, a blank of blank and blank. I'm over it. Can we please choose a new title format to popularize, you know, in the next 10 years? But anyway, this is the Waterstones exclusive edition. This is about, I was gonna show you something on the hardcover, but there's nothing there. It's awkward. Anyway, this is about a girl who is under the protection of this baron, basically, and there are only 9 cities left in the world because the gods have like destroyed everything, and she has caught the eye of someone who like may or may not be a good guy. In this world there are these like angels, like these immortal beings that feed off of pleasure. They're like vampires, but like they're not sucking blood. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. It's not the best book I've ever read, but it's a fun time. Okay? Have I said fun enough? Read it. I recommend it. So here's my very lovely stack, oh gosh, of new releases, my beautiful babies. I have unhauled books, as you've seen, so there will be room for these books on my shelf. There's not currently room for them, but there will be as soon as I unhaul the books in the video that you will have seen. I haven't done it yet. I'm filming the happy videos first. If you made it to the end of this video, drop a Christmas tree emoji down below. Tell me what are the final books that have come into your library, either on your ebook or in your physical shelf or whatever, on your ebook, on your Kindle, whatever. What books have you been picking up lately? I want to know. Any new releases, anything in this pile, anything that you're like, that looks good, I want to read it, that doesn't look good, I don't want to read it. Any recommendations you have for me? I'm curious. I want to hear your thoughts. And anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in tomorrow's Christmas video very soon. Bye.
Jingle bells ring.